I've recorded this like 5 times, and the only problem with the last one was that I forgot to save the video. Alrighty. Well, hello and welcome to the Bee and the Rose Knitting Podcast. I'm Kat, and I am your host. And thank you so much for joining me today. Both if you are a returning viewer and a new viewer. Thank you for trying me out, and thank you so much for sticking with me. Let's see, oh man, I have to say this again. It's all right. It's the first time you've seen it. Okay, so I haven't gotten that much done this week. That's how I feel about it. I finished an object and I've made pretty good progress on my whip. But I just, I don't have a lot of projects cast on, and I don't have, a million done. So it just doesn't feel for me that I've done a lot, even though I know I have. So let's start with FOs. This is the baby hat that I was working on last week, and that is where I just barely started casting on, and I was on the 6th row of ribbing, and that hat completes the set that I will be sending out to my friend for her son that was born on Wednesday. Oh my god, I'm so happy about that. So that set is including the baby mittens, which is the name of the pattern on Ravelry, the baby mitten socks, also from Ravelry, and the Flax Light sweater by Tin Can Knits. And all of these were knit out of Shinner by Stranded Dyeworks on her Paradise base, which is a merino cashmere nylon blend. And it's so soft. So I will be sending that out. I'm going to be wrapping it up in this tissue paper because it's pretty. It's a nice light blue. And I'm going to be sealing the tissue paper with this little sticker right here, this cute little tiger. Oh my goodness. It's so adorable. And while I was picking those stickers out, I found some alpaca. So these are for me. I'm so happy about it. I was thinking, oh, use that one. But then I found the tiger, and I was like, no, I'm going to use the tiger. That's super cute. So I will be packaging that up and sending that off probably tomorrow. I'm going to be sending it to my friend Melanie, because Melanie lives close to the mother. So she'll be able to courier that off for me, because I haven't been able to get that address. So, send it to friend. This is my Cheshire Cat mug. I got it half off with the my 101 Dalmatians mug back in 2015 or so. I love it so much. I'm currently drinking Folgers coffee with salted caramel creamer, because they were out of my regular creamer at the store yesterday. It was sad, but that tastes pretty good. So that was my finished object, and then I have one rip whip. So if you guys watched my first episode, you'll remember that I was working on a felted pumpkin. Well, probably, I think it was Sunday morning or Saturday morning, I came upstairs and there was orange and white fiber all over the couch and the floor. And I was like, well, what was this? And upon further inspection, it became clear that it was my pumpkin, which had lived very high up. It was in a bag in my to-go spinning wheel bag, which is the bag I pretty much take everywhere with me that I might be spinning or working on any kind of fiber that isn't knitting. And it was up high where my dog can't reach it. my dog is 40 pounds, and when he's standing up, he's about 4 feet tall. So he wasn't going to be able to get into this bag. Upon when I got up here, the bag was slightly tipped over. So what I think happened was one of my sister's cats, either Delphi, the older cat, or Lilo, the baby, jumped into the bag, pulled out the pumpkin, and started playing with it on the floor. And then one of the dogs went over to her, scared her off of it, and played with it themselves, destroying it. So luckily, I do have, I bought, I believe, 2 ounces of the burnt orange, and I haven't even touched the grain. And then I have a tub full of the core fiber I was using, so I will be able to restart that project, and it'll be okay. And I'll just keep it in my drawers or something. And then once I'm done with it during fall season, I'll have it on my mantle, which nobody seems to go on because the cats can't really get on the mantle. It's really high up. So like I'm barely able to reach the mantle, and there's nothing like leading up to it. So the cats can't get on the mantle, which is good. So it's covered in stuff that I don't want the animals to get to. So I'll probably clean it off and keep my pumpkin up there. And so there's that. That's now, once again, future projects. And then I have my whip that I've been working on but have not finished. And that is my there we go. My Pumpkin Coach shawl, which you can find on Ravelry. And hold on. Oh, my eye, fiber in my eye. Okay, so this progress keeper is where I was last week. This is a cute little jack-o'-lantern that is by Knitty by Nature. It's super cute. I wanted the glass pumpkin one, but Donna of In a Pickle Knitting bought it out from under me. I mean, there was probably more than one in there, but the week after I had failed to purchase it because, it was no longer in my cart when I got to my paycheck, she had one. So I'm just going to say that she bought it out from under me, which is perfectly fine. But because there's this cute jack-o'-lantern, and now I have a cute jack-o'-lantern. It's adorable. So I've gotten about, I want to say 20 rows done on this, and it's really long. I think this is the bottom edge. Comparing what I've done so far with the picture, this is the bottom edge. It's super cute. And so I've gotten a lot done on that. It's a very involved though, so it's I always need the pattern with me because it is lace and it changes every row. So I'm probably going to cast on something that I don't have to pay that much attention to. At the same time, apparently I'm a monogamous knitter, and I only really want to work on one project at a time. Just super weird. I wouldn't have thought that that's the kind of person I am. I have so many works in progress. Or maybe, perhaps, because it is fall and it's cooler, I should pull out my dragon pelt blanket and work on that instead of casting something new on. It's not going to happen. But, anywho. So that is my work in progress. And this is how much yarn I have left. I love this so much. It makes me so happy inside. I'm so glad that I was able to get this from Yarn Shine last year. Amazing. Denise is awesome. Her color works inspire me. So those are my works in progress. I did get some spinning done on Sunday, but not much because when I set up my wheel at the Norway haul, I kept having problems. I don't know if it was my tension or if I picked the wrong ratio or something, but my yarn kept snapping on me. And so I spent most of the time just reattaching. Like, I was there for 3 hours, and I got, like, I know I got to one new color, but it was really frustrating. Like, by the time I knew it, it was over, and I had only gotten a little bit of progress done on it. And I do have to kind of, like, I want to get the shawl done by the 21st. So I've been knitting on it a lot at home, but I do need to, like, take out 2 hours of my day and just spin so that I can get my spinning done and get these socks done in time for the spackle. The spackle that I'm doing is by So Perfect Purls. It's a spin to sock where you spin with the intention of knitting socks, then you knit the socks, and it started on September 15th. I think they extended it out to December 1st. So I'm hoping to get those done by the time that ends. And then I also have to, I have to buy my little sister Bridget's yarn because she's the only, her and Maya are the only two who have gotten back to me and told me what yarns they want. And I'm spinning Maya's yarn right now. And I have to go and purchase Bridget's yarn so it'll get here in time and I'll be able to do them during the festive sock along by Stranded Dyeworks podcast. I already have a pattern picked out for that. I'm going to do the evergreen sock pattern, which has lace trees along the cuff. And I just have to buy the yarn. And then my younger sister, Moira, did kind of get back to me. She asked me what I was looking for in a yarn. And she's like, that's a lot of things, Caitlin. That's a lot of things you're telling me. And I'm like, well, yeah. She's like, it's complicated. I'm like, it's not that complicated, girl. Just look for sock yarn and either try and make it a festive wintry color. Have fun. Get back to me by the 10th. Because I want to buy them all on the 10th. And then as for Rhiannon goes, I don't think I'm going to knit her socks for the... Sorry, I don't think I'm going to knit her socks for the festive sock along. I think I'm going to just... I'm going to knit her the pencil socks because she's a teacher. And I think she'll like those better. And they'll be shorty socks instead of like the crew socks that I think they make. That's intended. They'll be because she wants shorty socks. My other option is to, of course, get her make her the booty socks, which I think is what she really wants. But we'll see. I don't know. I still have to pick out yarn for it because it doesn't appear that she's going to pick out yarn for it because she's not feeling the wintry thing. Whatever. And that's all the knitting I have to get done before the 21st of December, which is Yule. Maya socks I want to get done before December. I was about to say that, I have till the 25th for those, but no, those are the ones I want to finish now. But I have to have, Moira will be here during Christmas, actually, so I was thinking about it. I was like, I'm going to have to, like, mail them out to her, but she's actually coming to visit. So that's nice. It's not very often that you get all four of us in the same place because, like, Rhiannon, Bridget, and I all moved back to California as soon as we were able to. But Moira enjoys the Midwest, and she goes to a really good college out there. So she's still in Illinois with Dad. Yeah, so there's that. And then this weekend I have the Fiber Arts Festival. I'm going to try not to, I'm just going to pull out cash, and then once my cash is gone, that's it. I'm mostly focusing on dyes. During the yarn crawl, I went to a Simpler Time alpaca farm. They were selling acid dyes, which I'm really into. I really need to like set aside, I think Tuesday I have an optometry appointment, and Monday I have my driver's license test. So I think Tuesday after my optometry appointment, I'm gonna come home and I'm gonna start playing with dyes and my wool, and I'm gonna get that going. That'll be really fun because Mom has to talk to the girls about it, but we've kind of decided on the knit picks for the Girl Scouts. I'm gonna be getting some double-stranded dye your own knit picks yarn. And we're going to be dyeing that with Kool-Aid and blah, 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 and teaching a couple Girl Scouts how to knit their own socks. So that's really fun, and we're trying to get that ball rolling, and I'm probably going to wait till like Black Friday sales are going on to buy that yarn and whatnot. And I think that's it for that part of it. So I'm going to go in. I feel like every time I record this, it gets a little bit shorter and a little bit shorter, and that's probably because I keep forgetting what I haven't said yet. But I think that covers it all. My next thing is going to be talking about the podcasts I've been watching. There are a lot of podcasts that I watch now that started like when I started my podcast. They had maybe 5 episodes. Like, I think the one that had the most episodes had like 5 episodes. I just want to give them a shout out. So these are my recommendations on knitting podcasts. So let's start with Jess. Jess is the Beez Knits podcast at YouTube. And she's really awesome. She's starting to dye her own yarn, which she sells online. She doesn't sell it online on Etsy. And it's really fun to see all the projects she's done. That's pretty much all of them. It's awesome to see their projects. And then at the end of her podcast, she talks about the movies she's been watching and shows she's been watching and all of that. I really enjoy watching her podcast. It's really a lot of fun. So you should definitely go check her out. And then there is In a Pickle Knitting podcast, which is Donna. She used to be a librarian, and sorry, I just started worrying that I'm like recording this on a low resolution, which if I am, oh well. She used to be a librarian. She's retired now, and I would like her to adopt me as her grandchild because she's really cool. She's awesome. She's really giving. Like, she has a lot of I think her first podcast she put out like 2 giveaways, and one of them is still going. So if you knit plushies and you want to get a children's book that happens to have it has the pattern for the object the book is about, as well as a small Phoebe, then you should definitely go check her out because she's giving away this beautifully put together set of yarn for the Phoebe's new coat. I think I'm gonna go with that one. And it's just really awesome. She has her 200th follower giveaway right now, and a few others, I think. And her work is just like really lovely. She makes project bags. I'm not sure she sells them, but she ought to because they are really pretty. They're really pretty bags. Oh my god. And she's just really cool to watch. And at the end of her podcast, she always has a book that you can read to children with an educational tie-in, and introduces kids to fiber, and it's really cool. So definitely go check her out. Other people I have been watching, Faking Sanity just put out their second episode. They're a couple of women from British Columbia, Canada. They own a yarn shop / cafe that is called Faking Sanity. And they've been part of this community for a long, long time. And they've finally got their podcast going, and it's really fun to see them. I didn't know about them previously, which just tells you like how great podcasting is for getting to know people and building this community of ours. Like you're just able to connect with people who you would probably never meet in real life otherwise. And they have a book recommendation section at the end of their podcast as well. They're really prolific, and they do beautiful work. So there's that one. And then, deep breath. Been talking for a while. I know it doesn't seem like it for y'all, but so many. Then there is a historian knits. That's Vanessa. She's really cool. I like her. I started following her on Instagram. She does follow me back, which is cool. And then she she's very responsive. So I find her really encouraging as a person, and seeing her projects and seeing her daughter's projects is really cute. And I enjoy it a lot. And I just, I enjoy her work, and she's awesome. You should check her out as well. And then, let's see, next, there's Will at the Budget Knitter. He works primarily with acrylic that you can find at, the Walmart and Michael's and all that jazz. And it's really cool. He has a lot of tips of things you can use instead of going out if you don't have it in the budget to go out and buy project bags. He has tips for that and stitch markers and all that jazz. And it's really awesome because I know a lot of us probably can't afford too many indie dye yarn, because this past month I've gotten a lot of indie dye yarn, and I've also blown my budget completely on fiber this past month. So usually what I work with is acrylic, and it's just cool to see. Actually, I would Will, if you're listening, can you put out a blocking video? Because I tried to block my acrylic project and it didn't work. So please show me the way. I don't really want to work with acrylic again, but I also am aware that it's not in my budget to not work with acrylic. Also, Lion Brand's not that bad. I like Lion Brand. It's primarily what I work with, them and Loops and Threads, because Loops and Threads has lace weight fibers. So there's that. And then the first knitting podcast I ever watched was So Perfect Purls, who I'm doing the spackle with. Jade is awesome. Her color choices are amazing. Her fiber choices are amazing. I originally watched her because I wanted to see what other people were doing during Tour de Fleece. And so that introduced me to knitting podcasts. And she's really, she's lovely. I like her. And so you have all of that. And she likes to do a lot of giveaways too. I know I think her pie cal is over. But she's got the spackle going, which is really fun. And that's a collaboration between her and the Cozy Garden. I'm not sure. I'm gonna look real quick. I'm terrible. Oh well. Crafty Garden podcast, which I haven't started watching yet, and I'm going to shortly. And it's, yeah, she's just really cool. She's got, like, her videos high quality, and she's got good editing. She knows how to put pictures in there, which I know people like. I've no editing ability. All of this is one take, and if I mess up, I have to start over completely because I don't have editing software on my Google Chromebook. And if any of you guys have Google Chromebook and you know a good editing software, let me know, okay? Let me know because I can't cut anything out. I can't put anything in, and it's kind of difficult. It makes me worry a little bit, and I'm going to start socking away money for a better computer. But that's going to be a while. My next podcast is Stranded Dyeworks. The Stranded Dyeworks podcast. It's Amy. She is so adorable. Oh my god, you guys. And her yarn is pretty. You saw Shinner. She is amazing at dyeing. Like, that's just one of her tonals. You should see her speckled works. Oh my god, they're beautiful. I would like to declare bankruptcy just so I can buy hers. Like, that's, if I didn't have to eat and have a roof over my house, that's what I would be knitting. But here we are. You can find her yarn at strandeddyeworks.uk.co, and her podcast is awesome to watch. She's really prolific. She gets a lot done. And she's doing the festive sock along. So if you are knitting a pair of wintry socks, you should go check out her Ravelry group. And if you started them after September 1st, you should go join that knit along, because yes, please. And then I've completely caught up on her podcasts. Like, I started on episode 63 and I've gone back and I've watched all of them, and it's really awesome. So then I have Christy at Relatively Crafty, her podcasts. She's in Denver, and she used to be in Southern California. I'm in Southern California as we speak. The difference being is she was in the desert and I am coastal. And so she always says how, like, in Southern California, you don't need to knit because, we don't get that cold. If it gets below 70, I need knits. Because I live coastal town, so, like, most of our heat gets pulled off into the ocean, and we get a lot of drift of ocean weather. Like, the Pacific Ocean is really cold. If you come to California or to something on the West Coast and you expect it to be really warm, the water to be really warm like it is in, like, the Gulf of Mexico or in the Atlantic, you'll be disappointed. The water is always cold. Like, there have been days where it's like 110 degrees on land, and you get into the ocean and it's freezing. It's like our waters are like 50 degrees always. There's never a day where the water is warm. So it's cold in this coastal town. I get a lot of good use out of my hats, especially as fall is upon us, and I'll probably get good use until mid-spring. Actually, this year was just cold. Like, even the summer, like, we had hot days, but We had days where I would just spend it in the pool in the back, but it's just cold. But yeah, she's in Colorado now, and she gets to knit with wool and use it, and it's really awesome. And she's really cool. She does a lot of cows and giveaways too, I think, and she's really fun to watch. And you should definitely go check all of those people out. I think that's all I have to share for this week, and I will see you guys next week. And with the Fiber Festival this weekend, I say and a lot, I'm going to have a lot of acquisitions, hopefully. Even if they're just jars of dye. It'll be acquisitions, I promise. All right, thank you guys so much. Thanks for joining me. Have a good week, and I hope to see you next time. Please like and subscribe. You don't have to subscribe, but if you like this video, that'll make me happy, because my last video only got like 1 view as of today, and that kind of hurt. I try not to be like fueled by how popular my videos are. I'm still gonna post them no matter what, because I know it takes a while to build community on your own. But if you build it, they will come. So I will see you guys later. Bye-bye.